2013 Mazda CX-5 review. The Cadillac XTS is a luxury vehicle. The Mazda CX-5 on the other hand is not. The XTS is also a sedan, whereas the CX-5 is a CUE. Yet, somehow the Mazda's compact crossover still manages to impress using a refreshingly simple layout that Cadillac has been remiss in delivering. Sure, from a comparison perspective it's a stretch. A ludicrous ploy even to reel you in the hopes that you keep on reading. Before driving the CX-5 I spent 7 days with Cadillac's XTS. You can read the full XTS review here. And believe me, I'm well aware that the two vehicles couldn't be any more different. That in mind, I still found myself drawing comparison. The XTS CUE system left a rather sour taste in my mouth, whereas the Mazda CX-5's infotainment system, while devoid of frills, was easy to palate. Sure, the Caddy drives far smoother, includes a heads-up display, a driver's seat that vibrates when a car is detected in your blind spot, all things the Mazda CX-5 lacks. But get into the CX-5 and its straightforward, simple, yet smart approach to design won't require the same acclimation that the XTS demands. The interior is well laid out, albeit rather sparse. The buttons and knobs are your simple plastic affair. Climate control is reminiscent, if not stolen from a BMW. But you know what? It works, flat out. Much like the Evoque, the CX-5 can zip through corners and seems to be bred from sports car pedigree. The suspension is tight, which satiated my need for reactive feedback, and is furthered by the rack and pinion EPS assisted steering, which sends the appropriate nuances back to the steering wheel all without leaving one's hands shaking like jelly. I didn't get a chance to complete too much long distance driving, let alone much driving, as the CX-5 suffered an entire scenario just a few days into my review, but the drive and handling of the CX-5 is on par with the car's exterior language. Accelerator feel is quickly overshadowed by the fantastic feedback from the brake pedal. It's responsive and communicates where its stopping power is as you press through its range. Body roll is minimized and suspension is tight, but with that comes with the caveat of a harsher ride that doesn't exude luxury or negate potholes into the ether. Interior stylings are on par with a $30,000 vehicle, which is to say they won't leave passengers jaw-dropped or stopped in their tracks as they crack open the CX-5's door. But with that in mind, the interior is rooted in practicality. The leather doesn't scream high-end cowhide, but nor should it since it costs under $30,000. Your passengers' humanly parts won't be basked in the soft glow of LED accent lighting, but when you're zipping through the streets and traversing an off-road path to your country cabin, will it matter? Pairing up a smartphone, in my case an iPhone 5, was no problem. Calls to and from work is dit streaming and displaying tracks from Spotify, both things the Cadillac XTS had trouble with. The car's 5.8 screen, which sounds large, is just small enough to make it difficult to see on-screen details while driving, so I would have liked to see a larger version in place for convenience's sake as well as safety. Furthermore, the backup cameras on screen warning lines were a bit difficult to distinguish between, making it less effective in circumventing an accident than some other cars. Under the hood of this particular CX-5 is a 2.0 liters 4-cylinder engine coupled to a 6-speed transmission that produces 155 horsepower with 150 pounds-per-foot of torque. Since I didn't drive the car for more than a few days, it's difficult for me to say if it was lurchy, but the pneumatic transmission seemed a bit like overkill for a car of this ilk, though its utility shouldn't be overlooked in the event of a downhill descent. Mazda's Skyactiv Tech, direct fuel injection, is designed and branded to suggest that you're saving fuel, and with a 2330 city highway spec I'm not reluctant to agree. It's far from a performance vehicle in a straight line, but nor would anyone getting into the Mazda CX-5 expect it to be.
Like